Hi, this is Peter Godinez, the KADYTV, your ambassador, with another segment of Face the County. And we have the lovely Carla Castilla, who is running for Supervisor of the 3rd District. And what we'd like to do in this one, Carla, is get to know you a little better. You look like a very nice person, but let's find out the person behind you. So, once upon a time, where did it all start for you?
It all started right here, actually, in Oxnard. I'm a native of Ventura County, born and raised here with deep, deep roots. I was born around the old St. John's Hospital that actually doesn't even exist anymore. Mm-hmm. It's now a senior facility, a senior home, a lovely one at that. But yeah, I grew up here. I grew up going to the local schools. I grew up in a very large, loving, caring family that was, filled with veterans, small business owners, farm workers, you name it, and everything that they instilled in me was about working hard, paying it forward, dedication to the community.
Would you say you grew up in just a normal family, a mother, father, a bunch of brothers and sisters to quabble with, things like that, like all of us? Oh,
yes, absolutely. So 2 loving parents, a younger sister, and lots of cousins, aunts and uncles that were constantly around me. My grandmas are big 2 pillars of strength in our family, the matriarchs, who really took the risk of, moving us here and also, making sure that we were constantly not only caring for one another, but for our community.
So did you go to the Oxnard School District and then go to Oxnard High School District, and then we'll talk about the other, but are those the schools you went to?
Sure,
in Oxnard?
I actually went to private schools.
Oh, okay.
My parents are from the old country, and so for them a good Catholic education was part
of what... Okay. Is it okay to ask which schools they were?
Yes, I went to a school called Community Christian for my elementary school. Then I went to St. John's Lutheran for junior high, and Santa Clara High School for high school.
Okay, so Sianovich then. So there was a coach by the name of famous thing there. So
absolutely.
Once you got through all the local education, I'm sure the choices were just numerous for you. What did you decide to do once they handed you that piece of paper and you threw your hat up in the air?
Well, what made the biggest difference, I think, in addition to, my parents just constantly saying, education, education, work hard, education, I went through the EOPS program. And that's what really opened my eyes to say, what, I can go to college. I can go to a 4-year university and, do something with myself. And so EOPS was really critical in opening my eyes because I spent a week at UCSB, and there, we went on campus, we stayed on the dorms, we, took classes, and I actually made lifelong friends there, some that were actually in my wedding. So many years later. Yes. I was the first in my family to graduate from college. I attended UCLA. I'm a proud Bruin.
A Bruin. Yes. What major?
I started off as an economics major, but by my 3rd year, it wasn't necessarily suiting my personality. Economics is great, a lot of very heavy analytics, and at UCLA, they pile the economics students on with South Campus students. So we had a lot of math along with, statistics alongside with, chemists and biologists. So by my 3rd year, I felt that I needed something that was more diverse, more multidisciplinary, and I ended up finding a major called International Development Studies.
Wow.
So that just blew my mind. It was an interdisciplinary major, as I mentioned, that included the anthropology, economics, political science, and history chairs, and they crafted this major in order to engage students on a deeper level of how geopolitical and socioeconomic conditions impact politics at a local level.
Now, I get the sense that you had to really earn your education on the way there. Am I wrong in my assumption? I mean, you weren't given a big diamond and say, here, pay for it?
Right. No, Pete, you're spot on. As a matter of fact, I started working at the age of 7. My grandma had a gift shop in downtown Oxnard, and I would work her register after school.
A register, so
yes.
A CFO at such a young age.
There you go, point of sales. And my aunt worked at Save-On at the time, which is now CBS off of Ventura Road. And after school in junior high, I would take surveys for customer satisfaction. So I've been working for quite some time, and even through high school, I had a part-time job. Private schools are not free. And so in order to, to contribute, I also worked to pay for my tuition and for my books and all my other expenses. Once I got to UCLA, I also worked my whole way through UCLA. It wasn't easy. It was definitely a sacrifice. I didn't have a college trust fund. I actually didn't have a college fund at all, but my family, we sat down and we made a decision that this was the best thing to do, and we made the sacrifice, took out some loans, took extra jobs on in order to make this happen. So it was a team effort. I did not do that alone.
Well, that was the best guess I ever took. That was a chance, But was there an aha moment during the 4 to 5 years you were in formal education that said, I get it, this is my passion and this is what I'm studying? Was there that moment maybe during college or maybe after college?
Well, I thought I was going to stay or be in the private sector is honestly what I thought. I did a variety of internships from Merrill Lynch to, corporate law firms. But I had a counselor who would always say, hey, have you thought about public service? Have you thought about, Washington, D.C.? And my response was no. I'm a local person from Ventura County, from California. At the time, going to UCLA was a very big step for me. So I had not thought about going out of state to pursue a career. But this counselor, along with many other adults that saw potential in me along the way, was the one who encouraged me to, take a look at what opportunities there were after college in Washington, D.C. And so that's how I began my political career, was in Washington, D.C. at the White House, working in the Presidential Personnel's Office.
Wow. And
also in the Public Liaison's Office.
So I can imagine you really have a passion and empathy for all the students who are K to 12 in this area, and the challenges and, let's say, opportunities that they have ahead of them.
Absolutely. It's not easy, especially when you need to work your way through school.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing easy about that. You gotta get your homework done. You still gotta make sure the lights are on. You gotta participate, work with your parents, and then at the same time, especially today, being accepted into a four-year university or even an institution like Oxnard College, it's competitive. It's impacted and it's competitive. So you also need to be involved, whether it's sports, if that's your passion, or in, after school programs or clubs. And so I do. The plight of a student is not easy. And I just, if you don't see your own potential, believe in the people that believe in you, because that's what's helped me get this far.
That's amazing. And again, one of my questions that I didn't get pre-authorized, and me being married 35 years, married to a very smart woman, empowered, and now a daughter who's empowered, I got to ask, I believe you're married, and I want you to talk a little bit about this incredible guy who is able to coexist with you, support you, love you, and just get you on your way. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. His name is Edward. He's an amazing man. We've been married for about 8 years now. We've known each other for a lifetime. And funny enough, we had no idea that our families actually knew each other.
Wow.
And so there's all types of ways we've crossed paths without us even realizing it. But he's fantastic. He's also a native of Ventura County. He was born and raised in South Oxnard. His parents and his relatives all still live here too. And so, that's another extension of my family that I'm so grateful for, because, they are just so loving and so wonderful that us marrying really blended these two big families together into something pretty special.
Well, I'm impressed, and I don't even know the guy, so I look forward to actually meeting him. So what's a good way to get in touch with you? Can I ask you that?
Yes, the best way to get a hold of me, please get involved. I think voting is so important, especially in your local elections. The Board of Supervisors, it's a crowded race, and so your participation, your vote, will in fact make a big, big difference. So please vote on June 7th, the primary. And if you'd like more questions or information about my campaign, please call me at 805-253-3594. Again, that number is 253-3594. Or feel free to visit the website at www.carlacastilla.com.
And for those who don't know singular and plural like I do, could you spell your last name?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So my last name is spelled Castilla.
That's great. So she hasn't released her book yet, which she hasn't written, but if you'd like a pre-copy of the unauthorized autobiography of her, just give us a shout. So this is Peter Godinez, your ambassador. Until next time.